Time for a top 5 video review. Hey guys, XO47 here, and officially about 4 in the morning I'll be gone. So I figured I'd get one more of these in for you guys. This one's gonna be a very interesting one. If you guys got, again with my intro, the kind of intros I'm doing, you're kind of getting these hints of what this one's gonna be about. And if you remember that old show, you're gonna know what it is. That's right, it is my top 5 Nickelodeon shows, and I'm going off this as when I was a kid. So when I was a kid, I used to watch cartoons all the time. We all should know this. Like what I'm doing here, I did it because this is kind of how I dressed. I wore the big shirts, got my hat on backwards, thought I was cool. No, I wasn't though. So without further ado, let's get started. So number 5 was kind of a surprise to people when I mentioned it, and this one was it's a very popular show, and it's one of my childhood shows that are still going on, and it was made out of 2 movies, but it only made 5 on my list because, well, for certain reasons. Let me explain first. Let me introduce the title. It is SpongeBob. SpongeBob SquarePants came in number 5, and it was a good show. I got a lot of good laughs out of it. However, the show started dying for me. After a while, the show started getting lame for me. They started dying for me, and I only wanted to watch the later and the older episodes. I mean, my favorite episode is definitely the Band Geeks one, where they play the bubble. It starts with dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. The fish move out the way, you see SpongeBob. The winner takes all. It's the thrill of one more kill, the last one to fall. Whoever sacrificed their will. Yeah, you know that one? And it's sweet, sweet victory, yeah. That is by far the best episode of SpongeBob, I believe. But SpongeBob, you only make it number 5 because you started doling out for me during my youth years. And so, hey, you still made it though, because you were that remarkable show that's still going on, and you were that show that I'll remember forever. Number 4 is a very interesting one. And I remember when it came out, it was at first not my favorite because I didn't like the animation of it. It really freaked me out, but as I got more into it, I started loving it, and it is definitely one of my favorite shows of my childhood. And this is got a blast, Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Neutron was that show where I did learn a lot. Actually, I learned a lot about science and chemistry, which is kind of cool. Then the comedy was good. I love Sheen. Ultra Lord Live. Sheen was one of my favorite characters, and he was definitely the show as a whole was definitely a remarkable one. I can't really point out one episode that I really enjoyed, but it was definitely a show that I would love to keep watching. It did kind of dull out for me in the newer episodes and stuff, but it's remained there, and it remained one of the best shows out there for me. Okay, hey, this third one, this one I had a lot of remarkable moments too, and this one, the best part were the hour-long movies they had. That they made multiple hour-long movies for these, and I loved watching those. Usually when Nickelodeon does movies like that, they don't really do much favor for me, but this one did that. And this is the Fairly Odd Parents. Fairly Odd Parents was one of those phenomenal shows. I love the Fairly Odd Parents. I always wished to have Cosmo and Wanda by my side so I could make any wish I want when I was a kid. However, of course, they didn't exist. Don't tell your kids that. Don't tell your kids that. Okay, parents that are watching, don't tell them that. They exist. Don't tell them till they're 19 like me. I wish I had hope still, but I don't. Just kidding. But Fairly Odd Parents didn't make it. I can't point out a certain episode I liked. It was just that all-around good show that I loved. So Fairly Odd Parents takes number 3. And, think about how cool it'd be to have Cosmo and Wanda at your disposal to do whatever the hell you want them to do. Just think about that for a second. Okay, I think it's been a good second. All right, number 2. Now this show came out. Oh man, this was. I'm looking back at all the episodes, and even the older ones and the newer ones. It was great the entire time. This show was. I actually love this show so much that I dressed up as the main protagonist in the show. And this show is Danny Phantom. I loved Danny Phantom. The idea that he went to the portal and he became a kid, a teenager with superpowers to become a ghost, and it was a ghost, you know, and that was never even heard of. And his parents were like the Ghostbusters trying to find ghosts, and they couldn't figure out that Danny, their son, was in fact a ghost. So Danny Phantom, you definitely make it. I dressed up as Danny Phantom for Halloween, and it was one of the greatest shows ever. I loved watching it. I used to rerun it all the time. I remember it had this old like TV thing they had where you flip it open, you put the disc in, and you play a certain episode. And I would play my Danny Phantom episode over and over again, no matter how many times I saw it. It had like a Spider-Man kind of feel to it. It was like it's a teenager in high school. He had a secret identity of being a superhero, and he had the jock, he had his friends, he had a crush, he had this and that and this and that, and it was just all over the place. Great show. Honorable mention. So I don't think I've ever made a list of honorable mentions this long. There's about 5 here. So let's get some honorable mentions. Honorable mentions, let's see. There's a couple on here that I really thought of, and so we're gonna start off with Ren and Stimpy. Now, I didn't really watch it that much as a kid when I was young because I thought it was really weird. But looking back on it, it definitely was one of those shows that I enjoyed some parts of. So it gets an honorable mention because it did have an impact in my life. And later on, when I started watching it all over again, I really started to laugh and understand the humor more. So I definitely think Ren and Stimpy is an honorable mention. The next one coming up is Cow and Chicken. Now, Cow and Chicken really freaked me out because I had no idea what the hell the difference was. Cow and Chicken, I didn't understand how they were related. I didn't even know the cow was a girl. I didn't know that. So that was really, really off-putting to me. Cow is a girl. That took me a while, honestly. But, and Chicken was a really weird dude. But, I guess if cows have udders, then they're female. So, wouldn't they make Otis from Barnyard a female? Well, I still got more on my own mention list, so let's keep it going. Hey Arnold, you know, football-headed kid. My head was like this. Hey Arnold makes another honorable mention because that was a really good show too. Again, it didn't attach my likeliness. There's some things I didn't like about the show. There's some things I did like about it. So it wasn't going to be in my top 5, but it is going to be an honorable mention because, again, just like Ren and Stimpy, it was that show that really was a part of my life that was an important part. So, hey Arnold, you did teach me a lot of lessons. You taught me to never give up. That was one of the things you taught me, so that was awesome. And another honorable mention is the famous Rugrats. Rugrats was an awesome show. I loved watching the Rugrats. It kind of started dying for me though after in the newer episodes. The older episodes were much better. That's why I guess the honorable mention. And it would probably be number 6 on my list if anything. But Rugrats, you're definitely an honorable mention because you were that show that I keep watching over and over again. I'll never get sick and tired of it. You had a lot. You were very simple, let's say that. You were a very simple show. I do enjoy the 2 Rugrat movies, actually the 3 Rugrat movies. Great show and great movies. All Grown Up though, you need to stop. That was not okay. That was not okay. That was not okay. Okay, it's a moment of truth. And this show, a lot of people might not know. A lot of people might know. I actually met the voice actor for this, and it was one of the coolest experiences of my life. I took a picture with him. He recited some lines for me. It was the coolest thing ever, and I couldn't believe I got to meet him. You all know who it is. You might not know who it is, but I'll tell you the show anyway. It's Rocco's Modern Life. You remember that? It was Rocco's Modern Life. Rocco's Modern Life. Hey, hey, hey. Rocco's. You get the point. I mean, Rocco's Modern Life was one of my favorite shows. I kept watching it, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I remember there was one episode where he went to the gym and he was trying to lift weights, and I just died laughing. It was funny as a kid. I mean, and even now, it would still be considered my #1 favorite Nickelodeon show. Rocco's Modern Life, you really did it well for me. You were one of those shows that was absolutely incredible. And that's going to hold a hard place in my life for it, because Rocco was that guy it was the guy that everyone wanted to be. He was that guy that just headstrong, and he always tried to do the right thing, even though he was considered like, oh, he's just that guy over there in the corner. No one cares about him. And sometimes that's how I kind of felt. But Rocco, you definitely brought out the best of me. Rocco, you definitely made me laugh. You made me learn. Hell, you were one of those cool... Was he a kangaroo? Yeah, he was a joey, I think. A baby kangaroo or something like that. Maybe just a regular kangaroo. Or maybe a dingo. He was some Australian. He even had an Australian accent. It was awesome. He is... That was just a great... That was a great cartoon. If you haven't seen any of the episodes, go ahead and check them out. Check out all these shows I told you about. They're awesome. They're a big part of my childhood. So that's going to wrap it up for my top 5 Nickelodeon shows. If you have any more ideas, put them in them comments below, and I'll try and get to them when I get back from my trip. Maybe I'll even do them while on my trip, while at Disneyland. We'll find out. But expect some more daily adventures from Disneyland. This is X-Legend47 signing out. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are just incredible. I want to listen to that song again. Hold on. Here's a good one, actually. You guys might remember this. Aww.
When I'm feeling lonely, sad as I can be, all by myself in uncharted
Island in an endless sea.
What makes me happy fills me up with glee.
Subscribe, like, comment, teeth and me.